Welcome to Superchat. Whether you're working on your first 1,000, 2,000, or even 10,000 subscribers and beyond, you've come to the right place. We're going to introduce you to some of the most influential content creators that can help to get your channel moving beyond your first 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. The very first channel that we're looking at today is Orange Cone Vlog, and they've been an incredible supporter for a long period of time. You usually find them hanging out with a lot of travel and cruising channels. Orange Cone Vlog also does some live streams, but I see that they put up a video just a few days ago. They post occasionally. I'm going to take this latest one. I'm going to put this into my catch-up list. That's a playlist I use to keep caught up with creators. Playlists can be a great tool for that. You're going to find more travel and cruising videos with a lot of variety from Orange Cone Vlog. The shorts give us an example of that with 1,700, 2,400 views, which is great. And then when we get into live streams, this is what I'm talking about. They got a lot of familiar faces where they get together. They get involved with Helping Hands for Cruising, which is a organization that helps people that otherwise may not have been able to cruise to get onto one, which is great to see, and they've been doing that actually for a long time. So another example of generosity in this particular creator, a lot of their friends as well. They're at 372 subscribers right now. We'd love to push them a little bit farther towards the 400 we know they're thinking about. So thank you everybody for coming in. Forgive my tripping over the intro there. The music didn't start for us properly. I'll try to give you an idea of why. So you see in my hard drive here, I'm on a Mac, of course, but I use iCloud, and particularly for my Streamlabs music and other resources and things like that. So once in a while, what happens is Mac OS, when you have iCloud, automatically dumps some of your stuff off of your computer, leaves it in the cloud until you need it again, because I don't click on those resources every single day or access those folders. It has offloaded. So hopefully we're not going to have any problems with the stream today, other than the music missing for a moment, and it should be up and running by the time we take our first break in a little while. But thank you everybody for coming in. Our Georgia Suburban Homestead gifted a membership already, just as we're getting started. So thank you for that. Anne's Arts and Crafts is a fairly new channel in the Superchat family, and I see they're in the chat as well, which is great. I'm going to get some names onto the wheel, and that's always members and moderators before anybody else. But over the course of the stream, I will add names to the wheel based on who's been most actively engaged in conversation from our chat list, and I have a robot in the background that helps to keep track of that as well. We'll look at our Georgia Suburban Homestead next, because we treat these gifted memberships like Super Chats these days. We always put membership gifters and Super Chatters onto the screen right away. And like I said, members get added to the wheel as soon as we see them in the chat, along with moderators. Scratch and PPA, of course, is in the pole position. He's one of the most supportive creators that I've met in my 6.5 years on YouTube. We'll see if Nora is sticking around. The Stock Explorer said they might be going back to bed. If they're still here, I'll put them on the wheel. I've got P&J's Homestead Adventure there. Butler Family Farm is with us every single day. Fairbrick Studio as well. Another incredibly supportive creator that's doing a lot of shout-outs lately. Home Bartending with John seems to be everywhere all the time. He was just with us on Michael's Adventures premiere before we started. Michael's Adventures, of course, is another beloved and dedicated moderator. He always sends his regards on the days he can't be here just due to a work schedule. So the Stock Explorer is a member and a moderator. I'm going to put them onto the wheel right now. And I see we've got quite a few more channels in the chat. Regional Sky Girl is here. Simply Vigo's in the house. Backyard Trucker and Canadian Family Life, along with M&T Living and Cooking, are the two first channels that we know of to be monetized under the newer restrictions of 3,000 hours of watch time and 500 subscribers. So that's great news. And the Wickershire Project Off Grid has been here since before the beginning. Yarning for a Smile, good to have you in the house. I caught them for a live stream the other day. And the Winning Walk with Christina is fairly new to Tuber Chat as well, but it's good to have you in the house. Now, hopefully I'm not missing anybody. As long as everybody's still active, we should get around to everyone. Just Jason Keto and more, another fellow Canadian, is in the house. The Bud Files. have passed their 1,700 subscribers. I'm going to get them onto the wheel with Jason in a quick second here. Just Jason Keto and more will go live tonight, actually. Rambling with the Brooms is another member and moderator here, and they'll be live right after Tuber Chat, so we might run right over there. I have been meaning to run music streams after Tuber Chat and find myself with time compression here, if that makes any sense. So I'm going to have to race out of here the second Tuber Chat is done today. So we'll have to skip a music stream again. But my intention is within the next month, or hopefully at the most 2, I will get that thing up and running 24 hours a day again. That's the intention. So we'll see. Mike and Rihanna's Adventures, good to have you in the house. Thanks for coming in. Tuesday, I canceled the stream at the last minute. Everything is fine, but I just had an urgent situation I had to attend to. And it was literally like right at the last second there, or pretty close to it anyway. But all is well. So we're expecting to be here today, Saturday, and then we'll probably do Monday and Wednesday again. But I'll post the streams in advance as quickly as I can. I'll try to get them up by Saturday, so everybody can always look at our front page and plan if you need to. So one more time, we're looking at Orange Cone Vlog, and this again is another generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. They've been a member a long time here, but I see them out in other travel and cruising channels and conversations and chats and premieres and live streams and everything else all the time. Jen Hines, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. Hopefully everybody will connect with Orange Cone Vlog, and like I said, we'd love to push them towards the 400 subscribers that we know that they're thinking about. I'm going to get our Georgia Suburban Homestead ready to go. This creator gifted a membership just as we were getting started there. They've done that kind of thing countless times before. And as well, I know we've got a few creators in the chat already since the start. I haven't mentioned it yet, but if anybody would like to swap playlists with each other for the purpose of gaining watch hours, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists in the chat. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody's free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. So, our Georgia Suburban Homestead comes to us, obviously, from the homesteading community of channels. They have an interesting hook in their About section here. They talk to us about joining them as they grow their own food in a residential neighborhood, and they want to inspire us to do the same thing. You absolutely can engage in homesteading activities, and a lot of these creators, first of all, have I feel that all of them, the creators behind these channels, have a similarity in their generosity and wanting to share knowledge and resources with each other and with others. And we get a lot of do-it-yourself or here's how I do it type videos. So that can be a split between indoor and outdoor content, taking us into the kitchen, doing things like canning, cooking, baking, taking us outdoors for some gardening and tips and tricks. So our Georgia Suburban Homestead fits all of these and some more with their variety. They're at 1,160 subscribers or so right now. We'd love to push them towards the 1,200 we know they're thinking about. They got a couple new videos and a premiere coming up today. Right after Just Jason Keto goes live tonight, they'll actually have a premiere. So we know they've got fresh content coming up. I'm going to take their second latest video and put that into my playlist to catch up with them, just because it's a few minutes longer than the one after it. They've got some shorts on their channel. These have gotten into well over 5,000 and almost 6,000 views now. Lots of outdoor content here actually on this channel. And then live streams as well. So they got a live stream right after their premiere tonight as well. So we know we've got an action-packed day. Thursday always is. And hopefully we'll catch our Georgia Suburban Homestead. Now she's got a second channel as well. I died NDE. And that stands for Near-Death Experience. And let me see if I can catch that channel easily. Yeah, it's coming up in the search results a little bit better now. They've got one shorts video. I always laugh when I see, oh no, a glitch. Yes, YouTube's full of them. We know that. And they've already started with a couple of videos. They're reaching out to other creators to share their experiences as well. And they've got an example of what we can expect on the channel when you get to the About section, and an introduction to the channel as well, which they've also done on their other channel, our Georgia Suburban Homestead. So thank you again for another gifted membership. They've done that countless times before. I really do appreciate the extra generous support here. I know that Ann's, pardon me, I'm just getting to know that channel, by the way. Ann's Arts and Crafts. We'll be happy to have that. And then, let's spin the wheel. Let's see who's coming up next. And I'll get some more names on the wheel as we need them. Hopefully I haven't missed anybody in the chat. Backyard Trucker says they don't have a playlist yet. They're too new. However, one of the things that we recommend here in Tuber Chat is the idea of making a playlist of every video that you have. So what I do on channels that I own or run is make a playlist named after the channel. So in the case of the Stock Explorer, I would literally make a playlist called The Stock Explorer or All Stock Explorer or something like that. Every video that I ever make gets added into that playlist, and then I might do the same thing for live streams. So I might do a playlist called Stock Explorer Live, and every time I do a live stream, I make sure to click that box to make sure that it's added to the playlist. And then we'll show you some tricks later, especially when Scratch and PPA's channel comes up, about how you can measure those playlists so that you can make fair trades with other creators. Some people here are just starting out and have 5, 10, 20 videos. There are other people here literally with hundreds and even thousands. So you can imagine that some creators will be looking to have a fair trade. We've seen creators get into agreements where they've got 10 or 20 videos for somebody to run, hook up with a gaming channel that does live streams, and those playlists can go on for literally days and weeks. Pixie Dust Traveler, good to see you in the house. Mike and Rihanna's Adventures, of course, is here. Another couple of fellow Canadians. Lawn Lifters is back in the house. Thanks for coming in. I Bring It Every Day is here. That's Kelly, another long time friend. Gail Southern Living, also an incredibly supportive channel to a lot of other creators. Skilled Core is here. Good to see you in the house. They just cracked 200, which is a wonderful milestone. Hopefully we can help you get that locked in and start pushing you towards the 300 you're going to be thinking about. Jose Fantasticville is here frequently. Vase Place is a long-time friend as well. Anthony J. All Day is out fishing. I don't know if he goes fishing every day, but several times a week for sure. I've caught him many times in live streams, and he catches tons of stuff. Canadian Family Life from New Brunswick as well is in the house. Good to see you here. And again, hopefully I haven't missed anybody. As long as everybody's still active, we should get around to everybody. So the Stock Explorer is Nora. When you hear us talk about Nora, you know that she wants to talk to us about the stock market and crypto markets in a level-headed and down-to-earth way, with everything from beginner tutorials to advanced topics like options trading and NFTs. This creator often has product in hand, so much so that I have literally seen them go as far as to invest in a stock, order a product from the company, and then unbox that product on a live stream, which I think is really cool. Now, this creator brings us shorts, videos, and live streams, and they mix in a little bit of variety in their videos, a lot more variety in their shorts. When we get over here, we see that they've gotten 2,600, 3,700 views, one of them over 9,100, which is great to see. That one is still moving. It's seeming to have another one every time we're here. They are any day now going to have 2,000 subscribers. They're sitting at 1.99 thousand right now. So it literally could be today. It could be any day. I expect by the next time we see the Stock Explorer, they will have crossed that 2,000. And then as well, you see more variety in their shorts videos. Lots of creators are doing this, even regardless of their category or niche, bringing variety into the shorts videos. And then live streams are frequent on the channel as well. Nora doesn't have a schedule, but tends to go live a few times a week. Some of them come out as pop-ups. Whenever you see the bull and the bear, that's when they're typically talking about stocks or trading. And they've been doing a lot of lottery ticket scratching as well, expanding the content on the channel. Yeah, crypto to the moon. We're all I'm finally smiling. I got into the crypto game, just dipping my toe, very small amounts, but I started that a couple of years ago, and everything had been cut in half by the time I was looking at much, and things are finally starting to turn around, which is great. The predictions, of course, are that 2024 is going to be a great year, but I am no authority on investing or crypto, so I don't want anybody to take my predictions or jokes or anything else as gospel. We all have to be careful, especially when it comes to things like stock markets and crypto. But the Stock Explorer is going to help us with that. They also have friendly conversation on their channel, so much so that I've joined them actually once for a 2-hour live stream where we talked about YouTube last year, and we'll likely be doing that again. I'm actually going to be on another panel this weekend on Sunday, expecting to be with Charlene Heal. So I don't expect to do Tuber Chat that day, but she's got a panel talking about some of the mistakes we've made in our YouTube journey, if I understand right. So I'm going to be happy to share a couple of things over there. Hopefully everybody will join us. She's another generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter, of course. When we talk about Nora, you recognize the Stock Explorer here on this second channel, Tropical Buzz, where they're over 250 subscribers right now. We'd love to push them towards the 300 we know that they're going to be thinking about over here on Tropical Buzz. This creator seeks to educate us about plant life, some of which is already there, some of which they're going to grow themselves. They happen to be in Florida also. Corinne's Life, I'm going to put you on the wheel right away. For those of you who haven't been here in a few weeks, we put things back to the way that they have been for the last couple of years. I did an experiment through January and for the last like 6 or 7 weeks where we changed up the way the wheel worked a little bit, but it seems to be best for everyone if we stick to the recent program. Everybody gets onto the wheel if they're a member right away, and then I'll add some more names to our wheel from our chat list based on who's been most actively engaged over the course of the stream when we need them, if that makes sense. Corinne's Life is a member and a moderator. She's been with us almost from the beginning of Tuber Chat, over 3.5 years. I've got her on the wheel now. And Tina Bailey, good to see you here. Thank you for coming in. Hopefully I haven't missed anybody. As long as everybody's still active, we should get around to everyone. I miss a lot that goes on in the chat while we're talking about channels. So if I've missed anything that anybody meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or at mention Tuber Chat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around. MLY Bird Farm, good to see you here. Thank you for coming in. Just Jason Keto and More is coming up. Let's see what they've got going on. Besides a live stream tonight, probably. We'll find that out in a quick second here. I'm just going to skip to the live stream page. So if not a live stream for today, he might be dropping a premiere. He does that always. He's on Thursday at 7:30 Eastern. Every single week, almost without exception. I'm just going to try to fix something in the background here. I wasn't watching and my computer was doing something silly to me earlier today. And it's taken me a second to fix it. So forgive me, when you see me staring off into space over here, that's what I'm doing, is trying to fix something in another window on the computer. We'll take a break in another few minutes here. Before we talk about Just Jason Keto and More, if anybody has not already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. And if you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done. You don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. And Great Lakes Adventures, good to see you here. Thanks for coming in again. Hopefully I haven't missed anybody. So when we talk about Just Jason Keto and More's channel, I actually was lucky enough to meet this creator in real life the other day. We met up in close to his hometown, a couple hours away from Toronto, so a fellow Canadian. And this creator wants to motivate and encourage and inspire us when it comes to the idea of healthy eating, healthy living, particularly when we speak of a keto-based diet or lifestyle. So he says, don't let perfection get in the way of progress. which I think we know, we all can agree relates to a lot of different aspects of life. This creator's got a ton of recipes and product reviews on their channel to help us make sense and understand the ingredients that we might use or see when we're thinking about a keto-based diet or lifestyle. All of Jason's recipes are simple and require only a few ingredients that most people are going to have readily available. So hopefully that's encouraging for everyone. And then as well, he's done at least one series so far of chaffle recipes during Christmas, 12 days of chaffles there. He also occasionally takes us out for some variety, or literally is willing to drive hundreds of miles to get some informative content for us. Like when he went to Keto Palooza, he'll expect to be back there again this year. He's already booked his ticket as far as I understand. And then as well, he's got a lot of guests that come onto the channel, whether it's in videos as premieres or live streams, StreamYard panel style. And what these creators do is share their life experience, their tips and tricks, their trials and tribulations when it comes to the idea of a keto-based diet or lifestyle, the idea of getting involved, sticking to it, the discipline that it takes, and the other tips and tricks that they have for us. So as well, Just Jason Keto and More's got some healthy looking shorts videos here, and some of them are doing really, really well, getting into 4,000, 5,000, and even beyond 6,000 views. One of them, which I've seen, over 22,000, which is just as entertaining as it is informative. And then, like I said, live streams every week at 7:30 Eastern. And then, pardon me, Just Jason Keto and More, if you mentioned whether or not you're going to be live today. We always expect it, so we'll see, unless he wants to correct me in the chat or already has. And forgive me, because like I said, I miss a lot, especially when I'm talking so much here. Our treasured home, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. Hopefully I haven't missed anybody in the chat again. Christina Payne, good to have you here. And for anybody that's brand new, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect. Please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat. And if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time if that's what you would like. So our brand newest member for today is Anne's Arts and Crafts. And this is a channel that's also new to Superchat. They've just been here a couple of times now. But they received a gifted membership that was sent from our Georgia suburban homestead, who's done that kind of thing countless times before. So we'll see what Anne's Arts and Crafts has got going on. This is a channel, obviously, I'm still getting to know. Most of their videos are quite short here. But what I'm going to do is take the latest one. I'm just going to put this into a special playlist I use called Catch Up. Playlists can be a great tool for keeping caught up with creators. And then I will look at their shorts videos as well. And we see that they've done really well over here. 2,500, 5,300. One of them at exactly 10,000 views, or already over 10,000 views, which is great to see. Live streams seem to be fairly frequent, several times a week for this creator. So hopefully I'll be able to catch you for a live stream. We've always got notification bells on for every single channel. That's in the spirit of doing as much as we can for each other and making sure we catch as much content from each other as we can as well. So I'll be looking forward to getting to know your channel. We see that they've got some information on their about page, and we'd love to push them towards the 700 subscribers we know that they're thinking about. So let's look at Scratch and PPA's channel. I mentioned we were going to talk about playlists when we got here, and I'll show you what I mean in a quick moment. Music Fest fam, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. Pretty Witty and Risky is here. They happen to be a member, so I'm going to put them on the wheel right away. We always put members on the wheel as soon as we see them in the chat, and after a long period of time, I will add some names to the wheel from our chat list based on who's been most actively engaged in conversation. And I got a robot in the background that keeps track of that, or a chatbot. So Scratch and PPA is up on the screen right now. He is known as a shining jewel in the Superchat family, one of the most supportive creators that I've met in my 6.5 years on YouTube. I actually missed his last premiere, literally by minutes, but I'm going to take this video, put it into my catch-up list. That will give me a chance to catch up. What Scratch and PPA brings to us in content is the Scratch Challenge series of videos where he pits 2 lottery tickets against each other and gives us the opportunity to vote on the content of next week's video if we follow him on Instagram, Twitter, and or Facebook, which of course I do. It sets a series apart, makes it unique and a lot of fun to be a part of. You'll notice as well that he's got presentation at the forefront of his mind. His bright, beautiful avatar is matched by content in his thumbnails, along with a hint about the giveaways that take place in the Scratch Challenge series of videos. His banner's updated every single week, and his video editing skills have been complemented ever since his very first production over 3.5 years ago. Now, when we look into his series, we see that this is in year number 4 now. He's been at this for 3 years and posts with perfect consistency, with premieres every Tuesday at 12:15 Eastern. If you can catch him for one of these premieres, you're going to find one of the fastest rolling chats in the Superchat family. Faster than this, faster than most others. He rivals those of the Stock Explorer, Garden State Gardener, Hilda DC, and a few others. And it's very fast-paced, very high energy, a lot of fun to be a part of. Now, he expanded the content on his channel a few months ago when he took a trip to Italy and brought us his very first live stream ever. Not to mention, he brought us a lot of vlogging-style shorts to give us a look around the different areas he visited while he was in Italy, and then some Italian lottery tickets that we otherwise might not have seen as well. So hopefully everybody enjoys the expansion in content on Scratch and PPA's channel, and I'm going to show you what he's done with playlists here in a quick second. Alex and Alex Wandern Kletterstige. Am I pronouncing that right? Alex and Alex Wandern Kletterstige. I'm going to hopefully get that name right, but it's quite a tongue twister. And then Judgment Day Mike Harper is in the house. Good to see you here. And again, for anybody that's brand new, hopefully you're feeling welcome. Our instructions are always in our video description, so you can get the most value out of your time here. Pardon me just for a quick second. All right, we're back, sort of. We're going to go on an official break in another few minutes here. And I'm just looking through the chat to make sure I'm not missing anybody. Now, we wanted to talk about playlists, and I'm going to show you a cool trick. And I don't know if this is Scratch and PPA's idea or if he caught it somewhere. It's the first time I've seen somebody do it, which makes me think he came up with this. But the idea is that you can take any playlist at all and measure it out to find out how long it is, so that when you're swapping playlists with other creators, you can give them a fairly accurate idea of how much they're going to have to run or watch when they're running your stuff. So you can see, like, so for instance, the 2021 Scratch Challenge with a few extra videos is 12 hours long. He puts the time into the playlist name. So let me just head over to his playlist here, and you're going to get an idea of what he's done. He's also got a 5-hour playlist, a 10-hour playlist, a 20-hour playlist. So that's another recommendation when you're thinking about swapping playlists. He's got a shorts playlist here if you wanted to go through all of those at once. And then, of course, the Scratch Challenge each year. 2024, of course, is building up. Now, I'm just going to show you something. So let's go to his homepage. We'll look at this playlist, and I'm just going to copy the link for this, and I'm going to show you. If you go to Google and you just type in YouTube playlist length, you will find a bunch of these different websites. Just be careful you're not getting into a phishing or scamming or spamming website or anything like that. And when you paste in the URL and hit enter, you're going to get an idea here of what the playlist contains. So number of videos, average length of the videos, and here's what we're looking for. Total length of the playlist, 1 hour, 12 minutes, 22 seconds. When we go back to his front page, we see that he's added that into the playlist name. The other thing that, a couple of notes, you can name playlists, but you can also add descriptions and include hashtags when it comes to playlists. Now, whether or not that has a heavy weight on the algorithm and will help you get found, we can't be 100% sure of. However, whenever YouTube gives us something that we can add in for metadata, we call it, in the background of our YouTube channels, we have to know that it's in the algorithm somewhere. So I believe absolutely everybody should fill out everything to the best of their ability always, and that includes playlist names and descriptions, possibly including some hashtags. So those are just suggestions. And then Life in the Piedmont Homestead, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. I think I missed another channel coming through. I don't mean to miss anybody. Together We Travel is here. And then thank you, Anthony J. All Day. And let's have a look at the Bud files. We'll see what they've got going on. This is a family of creators. They seem to be everywhere all the time. Every day when I'm out bouncing around in between premieres and live streams, I run into the Bud files supporting other creators. And they have really expanded the content on their channel, but the intention is to be modern-day archaeologists, to uncover history and digitally preserve it in video. They take us on a lot of adventures to abandoned locations like graveyards, cemeteries, and the like. Way Back Wednesday is something of a history lesson. They put that out every week as well. I'm just going to grab the latest video, put that in my catch-up list. That'll give me a chance to catch up with them a little bit. They also have expanded the content, especially over the last year. So they could be indoors, they could be outdoors, they could be giving us a chance to get to know them or taking us on an adventure. Shorts give an example of a lot of the variety that's come out on the channel over the last year to year and a half. They've been friends a long, long time now. But when we get into shorts, we see these have gotten into 5,000, 15,000 views and beyond. And then when we get into live streams, I've been lucky enough to have caught them many times before. I guess it's been a few weeks now. 2 months, actually, my dear goodness. But I have seen these creators singing, dancing, playing games, taking us out on adventures, and doing just about everything in between. So the Bud Files are working on 1,800 subscribers. They did a monster shout-out video the other day. Where did that go? Let me get back to their videos page. 1,700 shout out here. A lot of our friends are going to find their names in here. They really take the time to get to know channels as well. So hopefully everybody will connect with them and get some of that support coming back to you as well. But you'll also see that they're monetized. Lots of ways to support them, including super chats and memberships when we get there. And yes, Mike and Rihanna's Adventures. Thank you for that. The new vertical live feature on YouTube, where your live streams, if they're in the vertical format, are going to start showing up in the shorts feed, and that can result in a lot of influx of new viewers. So a few of our friends have been trying it. Corinne's Life's been going live just about every day. Hilda DC was live yesterday. I tried one last week. I didn't see a difference on mine, but I also made a big mistake when I started. I had started a stream, thought it was live, or thought it was not live. I was mistaken. I cut it off after about 45 seconds and then restarted. So that might have given the algorithm a bit of a kick or glitch there. So I might have ruined that myself. But I intend to try some more. But that's something anybody can experiment with. If you're somebody who's already live streaming or thinking about it, trying to do one of those vertical lives might be a great idea. Coastal Water, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. I caught her live just an hour ago, right before we started Tuber Chat. She was on and had quite a few people in the chat. Like always, she's taken us on a drive stream. She gives us a chance to get to know her and takes us about her day. So let's spin the wheel. We'll get another channel ready to go. If anybody has the ability to share this stream, whether it's on a community tab, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, or on any other social network, I'll appreciate it greatly. It helps get another couple of people into Tuber Chat right now and could see this stream pushed out a little bit farther, both today and in the coming days and maybe even weeks ahead as a replay because of the engagement signals sent into the YouTube algorithm when you share. So right before we go, Pretty Witty and Risky is saying, yes, if you stream in the vertical format, it should show up in the shorts feed. We found a lot of success. We haven't had anybody that I've seen try one where it didn't work. But what happens is now, as people are flipping through the shorts, they might accidentally come up on a live. If you pause any shorts video while you're watching it in the shorts feed, you will see a button that says live. You can click that and then you can get a variety of live streams. Very easy. Like in TikTok, Reels on Instagram or Facebook or on YouTube Shorts, to accidentally click off. But you'll see that YouTube is just, again, copying what TikTok and everybody else is doing, so it looks just about the same when it's in vertical format. So it's something worth trying as an idea. I don't necessarily want to recommend that anybody mess with their schedule or their regularly formatted content to experiment with things like that, but you could. So if you're somebody who live streams regularly, it's worth giving it a try, seeing if you like it. And we have seen a lot of new viewers come in, but along with that comes a lot of trolling or spamming, just because you're not going after the same targeted audience you would be. And shorts can have an abundant audience at times. We see lots of shorts videos that get a pump or two of views, and that seems to be happening even with these vertical live streams. So it's just an idea more than anything else, but I'm experimenting with it myself. And I'll keep everybody apprised as to my thoughts, and hopefully everybody will share and we can discuss everything here. Again, I never want to tell anybody what they should or shouldn't do with their channel. The idea is just to bring all of our experience together, mine included, so that we can discuss these different ideas and our experiences together, and then we can all make better decisions for our channels and our videos, myself included. Izzy's dropping a super chat. Thank you for that. We'll make sure your channel is the next one we look at after we get back from our first break with Butler Family Farm. We're back in 3.5 minutes. All right, we're back and looking at Butler Family Farm, and they are here with us just about every single day for every stream, for which I'm grateful. I know not everybody can be here every day or for every, time we stream for hours at a time. I do appreciate every moment. I know we got a couple of friends that run the stream in the background as well, especially if they're working and things like that, so I do appreciate every moment. Everything helps, of course, right? You guys are making me laugh in the chat. So there was a conversation going on there. Forgive me for leaving anybody out. Scratch and PPA, Canadian Family Life, and Corinne's Life are joking about some of the things we see from some of the audience that comes in from the vertical live shorts. And it's interesting because, for anybody here in Superchat, it's not really so much trolling as much as spamming and things like that. But you do get some trolling. What I have found in my 6.5 years on YouTube is that most trolling is not truly personally targeted. Even though people get to know our first names on our channels and things like that, they're just out for a little bit of attention and usually to make each other laugh in the chat. It can be cruel and hurtful and awful, and I promise you, I've been through the worst of the worst. But when we disengage and just let it go, it's fine. But some of what we saw when the vertical live started and a few extra people started coming in with a little bit of spamming and trolling is a lot of the same sentences over and over and over again, even if it's different channels or different creators. So yes, how old are you? What is this? How do you go live? And all kinds of stuff. Corinne's Life has been doing a lot of these live streams almost daily. She goes live just about daily lately anyway, but she tried a few of these, and that's an example of what can happen. So on that, you guys are making me laugh in the chat, that's why I'm saying that. But if anybody does experience trolling and things like that, some of the things people say can be just awful, but if you can, my best advice, and we'll call it that this time, is to ignore it. I know it's difficult, I promise you. Some of it can get really overwhelming. And just to give you a little bit of positivity as far as that stuff goes, what I have found on every channel that I own or touch is the worst of the worst when it comes to trolling usually dissipates after about 2 weeks. But you have to ignore it to make that happen. Now, 2 weeks can feel like an eternity when somebody's on your back and doing just the horrible things that trolls often do. And if you don't have a hater by the time you have 1,000 subscribers, you're probably going to have one by the time you have 2,000. It's almost inevitable. It's just the way the internet works. And forgive me, I didn't mean to go on so long about trolling, but when you think about online services like YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, anywhere else, like these social networks or anywhere where anybody can have a voice, there's no barrier to entry. And what I mean by that is, let's say a young child is about to go to school for the first time. If that child cannot mentally handle the regular curriculum, they are processed in a different way, put into different classes, or can't go. When you apply for a job as an adult and you cannot mentally handle that job, you are processed in a different way and you either don't get the job or you have to do something else. But when it comes to online services and especially social networks, everybody can participate regardless of any mental issues or whatever we want to call them. So you can understand why some of these things get so bad. A lot of the times we like to turn back against the trolls and refer to them as basement dwelling. Literally the word is troll. And sometimes you think about trolling in the way of fishing. We've got a lot of fishing channels in the chat where you might throw a line out or a net and just be happy to catch whatever you can. That's the bulk of what you find, or the majority when it comes to trolling. People are just going from stream to stream, video to video, putting anything they can out there, trying to get any kind of a reaction. And that's what I mean by most of it is harmless. Once in a while, you get somebody who's really aggressive, and then we think of trolls, something like, not Disney, where they're, somewhat cute if we want to call it that, but just, evil, awful looking, horrible, ugly inside and out kind of ideas. But anyway, so these are just ideas. So hopefully everybody's not experiencing too much of that nonsense, but you do have to be prepared for that. If you're going to aim for things that are going to bring you a lot of traffic and you know it's guaranteed, a lot of everything comes along with that. So, Precious Gems, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. Hopefully I haven't missed anybody in the chat. As long as everybody's still active, we should get around to everyone. And then, we're just, so what we're talking about, nothing that's happened here, but the new vertical live system. If you do a live stream and it's in vertical format, it now will likely show up in the shorts feed. So people who are watching shorts and flipping through might accidentally come up on your live stream, which is great. And you might get some new viewers that you otherwise may not have had. Now we'll see how they evolve that system, and whether my prediction is they might even split us off now into a fourth category. So you see on Butler Family Farm's front page here, just like in YouTube Studio, we have videos, shorts, live streams. I wonder if they're going to add another category, because vertical lives and live streams might, a lot of creators might want to categorize them separately, but we'll see. Pardon me. So Butler Family Farm comes to us with 116 acres of farming, ranching, and homesteading goodness. I say ranching. Forgive me. I intermixed the terms. Farming and homesteading goodness. Now, what I have said even during this live stream earlier is the idea that a lot of our friends behind homesteading channels seem to have a similar generosity in wanting to share knowledge and resources with each other and with others. That certainly is the case with Butler Family Farm. They really give us a great look into their lives. They really show us all around their property, all around their home. Jerry and Susan give us a chance to get to know them. They have got a lot of activity going on the farm, and then they even do some work. They show us that. They take us in the kitchen. They go out to meet other creators. We'll talk about that in a moment as well. So they give us an example of what to expect on the channel in their About section. They have cattle, goats, donkeys, horses, llamas, chickens, and cats and dogs, and bees are coming in another month and a half or so. And they're monetized. Lots of ways to support them, including super chats and memberships when we get there. I'm just going to grab their latest video. They're making me laugh as the bowl turns. Yes, because this is a series that they're doing. Jerry's working in the shop here, doing a lot of lathe work and a lot of woodwork. I actually saw some of their stuff, I believe, now on Lazy Days Ahead's channel, or will soon. And it's great to see creators collaborating together. I mentioned the idea that Butler Family Farm, they head out to meet a lot of creators. I'm just going to grab their latest video, put this in my catch-up list. That's a playlist I use to keep caught up with creators. I'm so, over the course of a lifetime, I'm sure everybody has some regret. I hope that most people have very little. I almost wonder if it's impossible to get through life without some. One of the things I regret is when I was in middle school, we call it middle school in Canada from grade 6 to 8, but we were forced to take woodshop class every year. And in one of those years, I forget which year, must have been the 6th grade, we made a plate in a similar way to what you see Jerry doing here with this bowl. And I never really finished it. I completed the project, but I did not follow through and do a really good job. If I'd have just put one more day, one more hour worth of effort into that thing, it would have been okay. But I've still got like pencil marks on mine and everything, even though we shellacked them or whatever we call that. Again, I forget now. And what I mean by a plate is like mine was decorative, right? Like something to put up. But it just reminds me of that when I look at this particular lathe work that Jerry's been doing a lot of lately. Now, they do all kinds of stuff. Like I said, outdoors, indoors. They could be gardening. They could be bringing us out into the farmland. They're out meeting other creators, like these meetup videos here. They also do those in live streams. They really give us a great look into their life. Even when things go wrong, they show us how they fix these kinds of things. When we get into shorts videos, we see 5,000, 6,000, one over 25,000. I think that one's still going. I think it was 24 the other day, which is great. Like I said, monetize, lots of ways to support them, including super chats and memberships when we get there. Live streams on the channel are fairly frequent, And yes, every Monday they're live. Now, hopefully I'll catch you for one of these again. I haven't caught you in a long time. I've got notification bells on for every single channel. That's in the spirit of doing as much as we can for each other. There's Jerry and Susan right there. Now, sometimes they're giving us a chance to get to know them. The conversation could go anywhere once it starts, like on most live streams. But they also bring a lot of StreamYard panels or head out to literal, in real life meetups where they hook up with other creators, like, for instance, the Ozark meetups. There's a StreamYard panel right there as an example. Or when the Mid-America meetup happened at the beginning of the year with 80 channels worth of supporters and creators, which is great. So they really make themselves a part of the YouTube community in that way. They're well over 3,200 subscribers now, which is great. So, oh, you sanded that? Is that the type of paper? Forgive me for not remembering Butler Family Farm. I haven't had to sand anything where I've had to worry about the roughness of the paper or the coarseness. Forgive me, I don't remember the terminology either. I know that we used to use coarse sandpaper for things and then follow up with waterproof paper and stuff like that. You might have to do it in stages. Last thing I sanded was a deck last summer. It was one of the most god-awful jobs. I don't wish that on anybody. Even with a respirator, you can't escape all the sawdust and everything else. But that was not done by hand either. But yeah, Butler Family Farm. But he's an expert. When you see what Jerry's doing in the shop with a lot of these things, and forgive me if I get the name wrong, are they called charcuterie boards? I believe. He's done a few of those recently as well. But you see these one as the bowl turns, right? And he's working on these frequently. I don't know where the charcuterie board videos are, but they're on the channel as well. And those are like those serving platters if you wanted to make like cheese or meat tray and things like that. It's nice for presentation, in my opinion. Much more functional than that, but you know what I mean. Becoming Vermont, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. Vlad, Determined Hustle, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. Hopefully you're feeling welcome. And for anybody that's brand new, Globeless Travels, good to see you here as well. I know you were here in the beginning. They've got a membership, so I'm going to put them on the wheel right away. We always put members on the wheel as soon as we see them in the chat. I am Betty J. Gathers. Forgive me, I did see you come in as well. She's been doing a lot of live streaming. She does it on her own channel, but she's been with Trish the Natural lately a lot as well. And then, yes, we'll see Mike and Rihanna's adventures, how long they keep those going. The Winning Walk with Christina asking, how do you do a vertical live? You're literally just starting a live stream with your phone in vertical format. So be more difficult to do on a computer, although I'm sure you can with programs like Streamlabs like I use here or OBS. But I would imagine most people are doing that on their phone. YouTube made a video about it for us. Hopefully everybody's following the YouTube channels, but there's a creator channel that gives us tips based on what the YouTube executives or creative staff want us to know. Pardon me. Oh, pardon me for that. I'm not drinking enough like always. There we go. Butler Family Farm is going to start another one of those charcuterie boards. Yes. Pardon me again. Holy, I'm choking on nothing over here. Happens all the time. I'm not drinking enough. Not to mention, I forgot, in our apartment, I'm in Niagara Falls now. This is where I live. I split my time between Niagara and Toronto for the most part. They're about an hour and a half away from each other, but I'm in Niagara Falls right now. It's quite cold. We've gotten down to freezing temperatures again, so literally 0 degrees Celsius to a little bit lower overnight. But I left the space heater on. We're lucky. We live in an all-inclusive apartment. I think those things are going to be a thing of the past pretty soon, where you're not going to have things like your electricity and gas and stuff included in your rent, let's say. But we were lucky enough we've been here 8 years now almost. So, we locked in this apartment a while back. Pardon me, I'll have to maybe take another break for a second here. But I left a space heater on. We don't want to just gouge these guys with their electricity just because we happen to have it included. So, we're good with turning lights off and keeping everything off. But I accidentally left the space heater going last night, so the air in the room where I am is extremely dry and probably causing some dehydration over here. So, yes, pardon me for that. And Izzy is coming up right now. So let's look at Izzy, and hopefully I'm not ripping off somebody's chance on the wheel. I can't remember for the life of me whether I spun or just added some names there. Yeah, all inclusive. Yes, that was, but we got this apartment over 7 years ago. It will be 8 years ago soon, and it's in Niagara Falls, Canada. So the problem is now what you're going to start to see, very much like property ownership, you're going to start to see people handing down apartments because the inflation has gotten so bad. I know it's all over the world, but Canada's part of that, right? Between our taxes and everything else we're known for. So the thing about all-inclusive or rent that's not atrocious is that people will start like trying to hand apartments down. The trick to that, and I'm not an authority, I don't want to encourage anybody to do wrong or cut corners and things like that, but one thing that can be a way is, let's say different family members end up moving in and out with each other over the course of years or decades or whatever, right? When somebody moves in, you can have them added as an occupant in at least some cases, if not all. What happens then is when somebody doesn't need the apartment anymore for whatever reason, you should be able to hang on to it if you want to. What this will allow is the idea that, like right now, the apartment that we're in, I can't imagine it not being for rent well over $2,000, if not closer to $2,500, whereas we had walked in at 15, which was expensive at the time. And we got it for a reason. We live in a 3-bedroom apartment, but it was on the ground floor. Kristen Welton, some of you know already, but she has MS. And so the idea of walking up and down flights of stairs, we don't have elevators. We're just in a low-rise complex. But elevators are not here. So walking up and down the stairs, what are we going to do a few years from now if she can't, is having a bad day and can't get up and down the stairs to get into the apartment? That'll be a disaster. So we got the bottom floor, which is extremely convenient. Literally, when I look out one of the windows, I can see my truck parked in the parking lot. However, it's now much more expensive than it would have been. So anybody would look at it now and say that it's much cheaper. And let's say, Mike and Rihanna's Adventures, a lot of people are moving. Alberta, the province of Alberta, was advertising on the radio in Ontario to get people to move out there. But yeah, when you think about, the work that we do and the life that we have and the money that we hopefully make or bring in, it can go a lot farther in a lot of other places. I read or I listen to a lot of audiobooks, but I'm doing about one a month lately, and the one that I'm on right now talks about that. I'm really into finance and things like that, and they talk about the idea of moving. In the United States, it's very easy. Canada, same thing. We can move province to province. There's no borders, like in the United States, with the exception of Alaska, of course, but you can literally take off and go somewhere else. So life, in a major city in California or New York may not cost the same in a Midwest state, let's say. Not that I'm an authority, of course. Same thing for Canada. Our East Coast provinces seem to have a lower cost of living than places like Ontario and British Columbia. Paralife TV, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. And Wilma 2U1, good to have you in the house. And then forgive me if I'm not pronouncing that name right still. If you corrected me the other day, I missed it, but I'd love to know how to pronounce your name. That goes for everybody in the chat, really. If I'm mispronouncing your channel name, I'd love to know how to do it properly, so that you can be promoted the way you want to be, if that makes any sense. Lake Erie Scratcher, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. And there you go. Yeah, I consider the idea of being a snowbird. So forgive me, I'm going to get out of story mode in a quick second here. But one of the things that we talk about in Canada, my grandparents did this. I remember growing up, they were what we call snowbirds. And what happens is for one day short of 6 months out of the year, we're allowed to go and live somewhere else. So, for instance, people drive down to Florida. My grandparents lived in a retirement community in Florida during the winters, so they would not be here for Christmas. They would literally do Christmas in July for us when we were kids, and we would. They lived in a cottage during the summer months, which is about 3 hours away from Toronto, in what we call cottage country. We still have, like, blazing hot, humid summers with mosquitoes everywhere and everything else. But what a lifestyle, and I think about that now. So I may aspire to it as I continue to get a little bit older, like we all do. I start to think ahead about what will I want to do in 5 years or 10 years and things like that. And it doesn't look like the worst life to me. I love being in the States. I've been lucky to have been over to the United States probably 150 times, usually only for a couple of days at a time or a week at a time, but literally that many times, and I love it. There's something about being across the border that I really enjoy. I love Toronto. I love Canada. I'm proud to be Canadian, proud to be from Toronto and all that stuff, but I do enjoy my time in the States as well. 0 Point Gaming, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. Forgive the long story time again today, and pardon me just for 1 second, we'll talk about Izzy. We've still got 2 hours to go if everybody would like to stay that long, by the way. What we're looking at right now is Izzy. Now, this is a channel with a really short and popular name, and they're here with us just about every single day. They dropped a super chat when they came in, so thank you for that. I really do appreciate that extra generous support. They've done that kind of thing countless times. Absolutely unnecessary, very much appreciated always. But we always put super chatters on the screen right away. We'll get back to spinning the wheel shortly. Now, Izzy has a short and popular name, so it can be difficult to find. Now, the truth is, the channels that are hardest to find are the ones that need our help the most. And when we search, find, and click on each other, we are doing the best service for each other so that eventually we'll rise up the search results, and YouTube will do a better job of predicting when people are looking for this particular Izzy or any of our channels after hundreds of people have been searching, finding, and clicking on our channel names in the search results, if that makes sense. Now, Izzy is monetized, lots of ways to support them, including super chats and memberships when we get there. They let us know in their about section they plan to bring us pure variety. Lately, they've been bringing us a lot of animations and music to go along with it. And 1,450 subscribers right now. We'd love to push them towards the 1,500 they're thinking about. They're putting out shorts frequently. They've gotten into 1,600 views on these, and then 12,000 on one of them as a breakout short, which is great. They've got live streams as well, and they are streaming frequently. So they're on, the conversation here can go just about anywhere once they get started, but they're streaming several times a week. So hopefully everybody will catch them. I've got notification bells on for every single channel. That's in the spirit of doing as much as we possibly can for each other and making sure we catch as much content from each other as we possibly can as well. Grow Big TV is in the house. That's Garden State Gardener. Good to see you in the house, Joe. Thank you for coming in. And let's spin the wheel. We'll get another channel ready to go. We'll see what Corinne's Life is doing. Thank you one more time, Izzy, for that super chat. I really do appreciate that extra generous support. Like I always say, absolutely unnecessary. Very much appreciated always. They've done that kind of thing countless times before, and we always put super chatters on the screen right away. Now we're back to spinning the wheel, and Corinne's Life is up. So this is a creator who's been doing those vertical live streams. You see that the thumbnail comes up in this way, and then there's an example of what she's been doing. I happened to catch that one, but she's live just about every single day, so I didn't catch her yesterday. And been out doing vertical live as well. But look at the views on these, right? So let's go back a couple of weeks, and we'll see, like, when she was doing the horizontal, like regular landscape style live streams, getting anywhere from 100 views to 200 views, anywhere in between. And then Izzy, no, you're not shadow banned. I can see you. Yeah, can everybody see Izzy in the chat? I'm sure that they can. But thank you for that. Yeah. I'll have to check on my... oh, sorry, you're saying, how do you know if you're shadow banned? Forgive me for that. I didn't read the comment properly there. We'll talk about Corinne's life in a quick second here, because I just want to show everybody something. Izzy's just saying, how do you know if you're shadow banned? So what happens is, if you go into a chat and... everything that you type doesn't seem to be seen by everybody. You feel like everybody's ignoring you. I can show everybody a quick trick here. So here's my chat where I'm keeping up with everybody right now. I paused the video while we're on Superchat, of course, but I've got the chat running. This is how I keep up. Thank you for coming in, Lisa J. Stocks, by the way. And what happens is, if you switch from live chat to top chat, which you can do on a phone or on a computer, you will find that if your messages are not coming through, it looks like they come through at first, but everybody's ignoring you. You click that, your messages will disappear right away. It's not that somebody wiped them out, it's that they're not coming through. There's a glitch out there, and it's been since the beginning of, at least 6.5 years now, where what happens is channels can be what they call shadow banned. What I find is that when you, the channels that are most aggressively trying to grow are the ones that have the most problem when it comes to shadow banning. That's not saying that that's right. Oh, and then forgive me. Okay, so I'll switch direction in a second. Thank you, Izzy. Shadow banned on somebody's channel, though, just means your messages are not coming through. Truly banned, you probably know if you've been truly banned. Some of it is unjustified. It depends on trigger-happy mods and things like that. I've been banned on several channels, of course, usually by mistake, not always. But when it comes to shadow banning, if you can't get into a chat and you're sure you shouldn't be banned, or people don't seem to be noticing you, you want to reach out to the host or the moderators on another social network like Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, wherever you think they might be active. Instagram seems to be the #1 for messaging these days, if not TikTok, right? But those are ideas. And then how do you know if YouTube is promoting you, says Izzy as well. And thank you, Grow Big TV, by the way. That's Garden State Gardener for another Super Chat. We'll look at their channel next. We always put Super Chatters on the screen right away. We'll get back to spinning the wheel afterwards. When you talk about whether YouTube is promoting you, you can tell in your analytics. So when you go through your analytics, particularly on a computer, there's more to see than there is on the app, as far as I've seen myself. I typically don't use the app. I'm on the computer all the time. But when we're in our analytics, you can see where your traffic is coming from. So what I recommend for everybody is to look at your analytics, not necessarily every day or every hour. That can drive you insane, especially because they play with our numbers so much. But if you look at them as often as you can stand to, once or twice a week is probably enough, you'll start to recognize patterns even if you don't see them right away. So as you look at the stuff, you may not understand every single thing you're looking at. After a while, especially when you're looking for answers, you'll get an idea of where your traffic is coming from, because it's all there. YouTube's going to tell us whether we're getting activity from search results. They tell us the search terms people are using that have found us, or they've used to find us with, if that makes any sense. So there's a lot of information there, and that will tell you if you're getting... there is a section... When you're looking in your analytics, it's on the purple page, and forgive me for not having it in front of me right now. You will find what we call a funnel. It's an upside-down triangle, and it talks about how many impressions your videos have gotten compared to how many clicks. Usually that comes down to title and thumbnail. So if you're not getting a lot of impressions, it should be literally in the tens of thousands. But if you're not getting that much yet, then YouTube's not pushing you yet. Or right now, or however you want to look at it. Once you're into the thousands, and especially tens of thousands or more, then you know that YouTube is pushing you. But the idea, of course, is just consistently putting out as much content as you can. The other recommendation I have for everybody is in your YouTube studio, where possible, live stream, shorts, videos are all the same. You want to put a title. You want to research that and try to pick a good title, something that will be searched, for instance. And then as well, description, which should include some of the keywords that people would typically use to find your video. Those keywords are used as tags in a separate section. And then hashtags can be added to either your title or I recommend the description as well. Never much more than 10. If you put more than 14, YouTube tells us that they may ignore them all. So you don't want to flood with hashtags, but you can put a few in the description. And that's the idea. And the more we fill out, the better chance we have to be found. Lake Erie Scratcher. So I haven't had an unjustified strike. We never get anything on Superchat, knock on wood, of course. But on my personal channel, I did get a guideline strike, which is going to expire soon. But that was because I was at a political rally where a doctor made a claim of something that YouTube does not want to be claimed, if that makes sense, or it goes against their narrative. I'm sure everybody's clear that YouTube is not a free speech platform, so I can't stress that enough, but I won't get into too much about that. Just saying that that's a possibility. So I got a guideline strike for something somebody else said while I was live streaming. But we all have to remember, it's listed in the guidelines in terms of service, we are responsible for what we post. And even though that doesn't make sense, how are you going to stop somebody from saying something ridiculous if they run up to you while you're filming? Too bad. We're responsible for it, right? So these are the ideas. So while it's not quite the same as what you're talking about, it's possible to have what YouTube likes to call false positives, which I think is ridiculous in 2024. Forgive my passionate almost anger or frustration about that. When it comes to false positives, the system can pick up on things that are not true. We've heard it with copyright claims and things like that. But yes, we're responsible for what we post. So if there's something somebody else does that causes it, that's a possibility. That includes your chat. So, moderators are wonderful because they help us try to keep our chat the way we want it to be. Most people know that I keep my chats extremely tight, extremely clean. Compared to most, but that's because I understand if you let somebody act too inappropriately too often, even in the chat, it can have detrimental consequences, if that makes sense. Itchin' to Scratch UK, good to see you here. Thank you for coming in. Hopefully I haven't missed anybody in the chat. Sifting Some Soil and More, good to see you here. They're a member, so I'm going to put them on the wheel right away. Black Phoenix, a longtime friend, good to see you in the house as well. And yes, forgive me if I'm missing anybody in the chat. So let's talk about Corinne's life, and if anybody needs me to elaborate on what we've talked about, just let me know. Tales Told in the Dark is Cassie. Good to see you in the house. Let's get you onto the wheel. They're a member. We always put members on the wheel as soon as we see them in the chat. Corinne's life. So what I was talking about with the live streams here before we get into the rest of the channel. So you notice when she was doing the horizontal live streams, or landscape if we want to call it that, you notice the views here. It could be anywhere up to 100, 200 views during the course of an hour-long live stream, or however long she's going to be on. But the vertical lives have gotten into thousands of views. So you see this, 7,000 on one, 5,000, 2,000, 3,000 is not uncommon, right, for these vertical live streams. Whether that is going to translate into new subs, or whether it's going to translate more particularly into subs that are going to continue for the long form content, is yet to be seen. But YouTube is pushing these vertical lives out in the shorts feed now, and that's resulting in these bursts of views, which is great to see. So hopefully everybody will experiment with that if you're somebody who live streams and is thinking about it, if it's appropriate. I don't want anybody to mess up their regular program by experimenting with things, but I do encourage experimentation when it comes to your YouTube content, just so that you can get an idea of what's out there, and you never know what's going to work, right? Same thing as repurposing our content on the other networks and things like that. And yes, okay, so Corinne's life says she's gained another 200 subscribers in the last week from doing these vertical live streams. So that's an abundant number. But keep in mind, she's also well over 2,000 subscribers already. So that's an idea. Goswina Pathias, good to see you here. Thank you for coming in. And again, hopefully I haven't missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see. So let's have a look at Corinne's Life's channel. This really does encompass everything that is Corinne's Life. She's here as a member and a moderator and has been for long over 3.5 years. She's been filming a snowstorm lately. They've been just getting pummeled with snow over there. We haven't seen that kind of thing. Apparently it's starting today in Toronto. I don't know if it's going to be as bad. I'll be there later. Pardon me. When we look at Corinne's Life, though, we see that this creator might be indoors, might be outdoors, might be doing an unboxing video, a product review, a haul. She could be cooking, cleaning, or just hanging out, giving us a chance to get to know her. Sometimes she takes us out on adventures as well, or vacations and things like that. She's got some shorts on the channel, more of that famous Canadian weather, but a lot of her shorts have gotten into thousands of views. So here, 7,000, 8,000, 12,000. One of them over 21,000, which is still moving. And then 77,000 for one of these, which is great to see as well. Live streams are frequent on the channel, especially lately. She's been live just about every single day. And almost 1,000 videos on the channel now. She also happens to be a small business owner. Now, some of you recognize the name of her company, Lighthouse and Anchor Designs. We talk about it here. She prints everything from hats to mugs, like the ones I hold in my hand every day. Vinyl stickers, Christmas ornaments, just about everything that can be printed, t-shirts and everything else. She often gives us a chance to watch her work as well. So not only do we get a chance to see how the merchandise is made, but we can use this creator as a resource when it comes time for our own merchandise for our channels or our businesses. Pardon me. And Maritime Dashcam is another channel from this creator that is fairly new. They've started doing some dashcam footage. They expect to do some live streaming here as well. I'm going to take the latest video, put that in my catch-up list. That'll give me a chance to catch up with them. They've already got some shorts over here that have moved into thousands of views, and then they've got a couple of live streams. So they said they're going to try to continue these as well. So hopefully everybody will connect with Maritime Dashcam and Corinne's Life. And like I said, another generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter who happens to be a member and a moderator. And hopefully I haven't missed anything in the chat. So Grow Big TV is going to come up next because they dropped a super chat earlier. We're treating gifted memberships just like super chats these days. So I Am Betty J Gathers just gifted a membership that was picked up by Lisa J Stocks. If Lisa J Stocks is still in the house, I'll put them on the wheel right away. I Am Betty J Gathers will come up right after Grow Big TV. We're going to go on break for 3.5 minutes and come right back. If anybody has the ability to share this stream, whether it's on a community tab, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, or on any other social network, I'll appreciate it greatly. It helps get another couple of people into Tuber Chat right now and could see this stream pushed out a little bit farther, both today and in the coming days and maybe even weeks ahead as a replay because of the engagement signal sent into the YouTube algorithm when you share. So thank you again, everybody, and hopefully I haven't missed anything in the chat that anybody meant for me to see. We've still got an hour and a half to go or so, and we're back in 3.5 minutes. All right, we're back and looking at Grow Big TV. Thank you everybody for the shares, by the way. We're going to look at I Am Betty J Gathers right after. She gifted a membership. We're treating those like super chats. Grow Big TV dropped a super chat earlier. And then we'll get back to spinning the wheel shortly. Simply Carol, good to see you here. Hopefully I haven't missed anybody in the chat. As long as everybody's still active, we should get around to everybody. And if anybody wants to swap playlists with each other for the purpose of gaining watch hours, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists in the chat. Other creators should reach out to you. If you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. So when we look at Grow Big TV, we see a channel that's been started by a couple of creators. Both Joe and Corky are together here, and these creators are joining each other usually in live streams. Pardon me, but they also are posting quite a few videos here. I'm just going to grab one of the latest How to Save Money in the Garden videos. There's Joe right there. Most of you know him as Garden State Gardener. We'll look at his other channel in a quick second. I see Lisa J Stocks coming in. She picked up that gifted membership from I Am Betty J Gathers, so I'll get Lisa J Stocks on the wheel. We always put members on the wheel as soon as we see them in the chat. Wayne's World Unlimited from the UK. Good to have you in the house. When we look at Grow Big TV, we see that these creators are giving us their schedule and an example of what to expect on the channel. They are interviewing different creators. Both of them have done this before. They got some shorts on the channel as well, getting into 1,300 views and beyond. And then live streams on the channel are frequent. So they got one coming up tonight, right before Just Chasing Keto and More. They'll be on at 7 p.m. Eastern. And they seem to be streaming several times a week, which is great to see. Lots of guests on the channel as well, with StreamYard panels and things like that. So let's look at Garden State Gardener, and we'll see that Joe described this creator as not only a generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter, but Joe is known as doing probably more shout-out videos for other creators than anybody that I've seen in my 6.5 years on YouTube. Including here in Superchat, for which I'm grateful. Now, he's monetized, lots of ways to support him, including Super Chats and memberships when we get there. And I'm just going to grab one of your latest Sunday Funday registration videos. The Sunday Funday live streams, I believe, have returned to Garden State Gardener. He was doing these on the other channel for a moment. But Joe will help us with gardening, obviously, tips and tricks, lots of seeds, lots of giveaways on the channel. When you look at these Sunday Funday live streams, you're actually going to see the wheel. Look at use the same wheel we use here in Superchat, but look at how many people are on that wheel. It's not uncommon to see over 70 people watching on this channel. He's got some shorts as well. This is where a lot of the shout-out videos happen, but this is a generous creator in that I've also seen them share incredibly engaging outdoor content on other channels as well. So Joe is known very well as an advocate for helping others grow. He is always helping channels. You're welcome to meet more friends and family members when you're in his live streams, the same way that you can here in Superchatter with our moderators, or in a similar way. So hopefully everybody will connect with Grow Big TV and Garden State Gardener. And next up, we're going to look at I Am Betty J Gathers. So thank you again, Joe, for another super chat. He's done that countless times before. Absolutely unnecessary, but very much appreciated always. And I've actually been on his channel a couple of times. The first time was arranged by the Stock Explorer. I was with them. And more recently, a few months ago, with the Rebel Canners. And we had a couple conversations, usually about YouTube, but lots of conversation, lots of friends to meet over there. Yarn, again, good to see you in the house. I'm going to put you on the wheel. I Am Betty J Gathers gifted a membership that was picked up by Lisa J Stocks. We'll get back to spinning the wheel in another moment here, but we always put Super Chatters and membership gifters on the screen right away. So I Am Betty J Gathers is somebody who's been doing a lot of live streaming, particularly on her own channel, but I've also seen her lately with Trish the Natural, and I'd like to think she actually inspired at least some of that, if not all of that, from Trish the Natural. And I'm always happy to see creators supporting and encouraging each other and seeing some of that support and encouragement materialize, right? So we're pushing each other in positive ways so that we see people grow in their YouTube journey, not just their channel numbers, right? If that makes sense. Now, I Am Betty J Gathers goes live frequently. I've got a notification on for when she's going to do in a few days on the 21st. She streamed yesterday, so it looks like she's doing these about once a week right now. She's monetized, lots of ways to support her, including super chats and memberships when we get there. She hops in on other people's StreamYard panels and generously shares content in that way as well. And then when we look at shorts from I Am Betty J Gathers, some of these have done well. 3,500, 3,600, one over 8,800 views, which is great to see. When we get into her videos, you're going to get a chance to get to know Betty because she's typically doing a lot of vlogging lately, taking us about her day. And a lot of her conversation comes down to living a best life over 60. But I find that 99% or more of her content can relate to anybody. She's always laughing, always smiling, always incredibly supportive and motivating towards others. And I see she's posting frequently. I can't believe how far behind I was. But I've got your latest video on my catch-up list. That'll give me a chance to catch up with you. And playlists can be a great tool for that. So again, if anybody wants to swap playlists with each other for the purpose of gaining watch hours, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists in the chat. Other creators should reach out to you. And if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody's free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. Home Bartending with John is coming up right now. We'll see what they've got going on. Home Bartending with John is a silver member here in Superchat and has been for a long time. What that means is that we see his channel every single day in the slides that run at the beginning, middle, and end of every live stream, whether or not he is here. But Home Bartending with John has been with us for every stream lately again, and this creator's recently started posting new content, particularly about a month ago. Almost 2 months ago now, and posting frequently, actually. Lots of product reviews on the channel. And this creator as well seeks to help us make some of the world's most popular cocktails from the comfort of our own home. Now, we don't have to have a home bar setup quite as elaborate as what John's got here, but he will show us what it takes to keep a bar like this replenished and the tools that we're going to need behind the bar to make some of our favorite cocktails as well. Sometimes he does comparisons between liqueurs and liquors, and then as well sometimes he brings shorts. These have gotten into a couple a couple thousand views now, one over 7,400. Live streams are something he's done in the past, but you'll also see that this creator brings us collections of cocktails as well. So he might do a series like 8 low-calorie cocktails, or he might do like 6 non-alcoholic mocktails and things like that. And when he does his recipes, he usually brings us 3 variations. So you'll get a traditional recipe for a particular cocktail, and then he'll give us a couple of variations based on pop culture, usually music, movies, or television shows. He takes requests on his channel, and he's done a couple for me already. So an example is the Old Fashioned from Mad Men or Billions, and then as well the trash can cocktail, which my Canadian bartender friends had not heard of, and that was introduced to us by our friends in Nashville, Tennessee. So hopefully everybody will connect with Home Bartending with John, another generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. And like I said, has been for a long time as well. Globless Travels is coming up. Oh, pardon me, Globees Travels. Forgive me, I've been saying that name wrong all day today. Globees Travels. They're brand new to Superchat, but they've already grabbed a membership. So I'm going to put them on the screen right now. They were already added to the wheel, of course. We always put members on the wheel right away. Globees Travel is a brand new channel for Superchat. Now, I don't watch videos or subscribe while I live stream. But what I'm going to do is take your latest video and I'm going to put this into my watch later list. What that will allow me to do is after the live stream today, I'll go through my watch later list. I'll watch your video in full, leave you a meaningful, genuine comment related to the content of that video. I'll give you a thumbs up, subscribe, and put the notification bell on as I do for all creators. That should make our connection stick, and then hopefully you have our notification bell on as well so you don't miss our further live streams. We're usually here 3 or 4 times a week. We mix up the days and times so that we can meet different creators from around the world in different time zones. Pardon me. Fairbrick Studio is going to come up in a second. This creator's been doing a lot of channel shoutouts lately. But they started with Lego stop motion videos and got into some video gameplay after they got established as well. Feathered Friends Homestead, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. Hopefully I haven't missed anybody in the chat. As long as everybody's still active, we should get around to everyone. While I get this channel ready, if anybody hasn't already given a thumbs up for this live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. And if you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done. You don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. So when we look at Fairbrick Studio, like I said, they've been doing a lot of channel shoutouts lately. When we get into video gameplay, we see that this is frequent on the channel. A lot of mobile games here. One of the ones that they got me into was this Lego Tower game. They've sent over a lot of help, and I was playing that pretty hardcore for a couple of weeks there. And I've tried to lay off a little bit, just making sure I'm not too obsessed. I tend to do things in phases, but this is a Lego version of a game I used to play. And Fairbrick Studio as well, like I said, has sent over a lot of help to get me farther, faster. So generosity there as well. This creator's doing a lot of channel shoutouts lately. So you see those similar to what we're doing here. They got the wheel up, and if you roll over some of these, you'll see some familiar faces here. But I'm always happy to see creators supporting each other. Their shorts videos have done really well with a lot of these video gameplay shorts. They've gotten into 10,000 and even 15,000 views on a couple of them. And then live streams are an idea possibly for the future. So we'll keep an eye on the channel. We've always got notification bells on for every single creator. That's in the spirit of doing as much as we possibly can for each other and making sure we catch as much content from each other as we can. We still got just over an hour to go. We can almost stay up to an hour and a half if everybody would like to. Florida Claimers Ted is in the house. Good to see you here. And this channel coming up right now, Tales Told in the Dark, is from Cassie. Most of us know her from Oracles and Beyond. And she has been a dear friend of over 3 years now. And Tales Told in the Dark is a channel where there is a lot of storytelling, but you'll get an idea about what to expect from the About page. ASMR and mythology, mythical creatures, cryptids, scary stories, history, and more. The voice behind this is Cassie, and you'll recognize Oracles and Beyond when you get there. So they're posting fairly frequently. They got a brand new video yesterday. I'm going to put that in my catch-up list. That'll give me a chance to get caught up with them a little bit. They've got some shorts on the channel as well. Some of these have done well, and like most creators, bringing a lot of variety into their shorts, regardless of category or niche. They've got 4,600, 5,200 views, which is great to see. And then live streams are something that they've done up to even a couple weeks ago. We'll see if they're going to continue. That's Cassie there. You probably recognize her as well from Oracles and Beyond if you've been with Superchat for any amount of time. She is an incredibly supportive creator. She'll allow you to meet more friends and family members, same as what our moderators do here in TuberChat. Oracles and Beyond is well over 1,800 subscribers right now. And the videos bring a bit of variety. The shorts bring even more variety. on this channel, but where the magic happens is during the live streams, where you'll get tarot readings either from Cassie, who now you recognize as I roll over those thumbnails, as well as some of her friends. And they got all kinds of different decks and things like that to keep things mixed up, but this will give you some insight as to what's been going on in your life, what might be happening today, and what might be to come. So hopefully everybody will connect with Tales Told in the Dark and Oracles and Beyond. I'll spin the wheel. We'll get another channel ready to go. And Pretty Witty and Risky is going to come up here right now. I think I caught them for a live stream the other day, actually. And they're going to bring more lottery ticket scratching, which is a huge category and genre in YouTube in general. So here's Pretty Witty and Risky right now with 631 subscribers. I'm hoping we can push them towards the 700 they're thinking about. If I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or at mention Superchat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around. It's time for me to get some names onto the wheel from our chat list, so I'm going to do that in another second here, and it's always based on who's been most actively engaged in conversation during the chat. I forgot to put the clear the wheel section on today and the add a name section, but that's okay, we're already there. So let's see what Canadian Family Life has got going on, along with M&T Living and Cooking. Now, these 2 channels together that are being put on the wheel are the 2 first channels that we know of to be monetized under the new restrictions of 500 subscribers and 3,000 hours of watch time. So we've got that to talk about when they come up as well. Pretty Witty and Risky is here, a channel I'm still getting to know, but they say you have to risk it for the biscuit, which is absolutely true. They do a lot of this is slot game play right here. I was going to say lottery ticket scratching. And yes, I'm still getting to know the channel, but they're doing a mix of both, as a lot of creators do, as a matter of fact. And then when we get into shorts videos, much more with the tickets, getting into even 2,600, 3,400 views and beyond. And then when we get into live streams, we see that they've only done these a few times over the last couple weeks, but I was lucky enough to catch them yesterday. And hopefully I'll catch you again. I've always got notification bells on for every single channel, and that is the in the spirit of doing as much as we can for each other and catching as much content from each other as we can. So Vlad, Determined Hustle. I've been saying it for a long time, but it was actually around last year that they changed that. So yeah, you can get into the first level of the partner program for fan funding, which includes supers and memberships, and possibly shopping under with 500 subscribers and 3,000 hours of watch time. AdSense and a couple of other things, if I understand right, unlock after you get to 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. What most people are going to find is that AdSense is going to be the smallest part of your YouTube income in comparison to super chats and memberships, for instance. But that's over a long period of time, and not necessarily to say I'm right, just seems to apply to most channels. Hilda DC is another beloved and dedicated moderator. I'm going to get her on the wheel. She was actually live yesterday, and hopefully we'll see some more live streams from her as well. She's been a longtime dear friend, one of the most encouraging creators that I've known in my 6.5 years on YouTube. So let's spin the wheel. We'll get another channel up onto the screen in another moment here. And I'm looking forward to seeing more from Pretty Witty and Risky. They've been with us frequently and happen to be a member, of course. M&T Living and Cooking, like I said, is one of the first 2 channels to be monetized under those new restrictions last year with 500 subscribers and 3,000 hours of watch time. Same time as Canadian Family Life. They both got it right around the same time, even though both these channels had well over 1,000 subscribers, I believe, by the time they got the hours. In most cases, people get the subscribers before the hours, but if you have not started chasing watch hours, by the time you get to about 250 subscribers, it's time to start chasing them so you don't have a long wait if you happen to get the subscribers first. KP Heathen, good to see you in the house from Louisiana. And M&T Living and Cooking with 1,700 subscribers, almost 1,800 actually, is monetized, like I said. So lots of ways to support them, including super chats and memberships when we get there. I'm just going to grab one of their latest videos, but I'm going to take the second latest one. It's a few minutes longer than the first. I'm going to put that in my catch-up list. That'll give me a chance to catch up with them a little bit. M&T Living and Cooking could be indoors, outdoors, lots of delicious looking content on the channel, but they also could be taking us out for adventures. When we look at their About page, we get an idea of some of the things they're going to do, including taking us on cruises or traveling, bringing us some fishing, RC cars in between the cooking. And then when we get into shorts videos on this channel, we see that they've gotten into 20,000 views. And I think they got a newer one here that is 50,000, because I remember this one with the hamburgers. I don't remember the salmon one quite as well, because we've looked at this channel many times before. So M&T Living and Cooking, hopefully we can push them towards the 1,800 subscribers they're thinking about. They've been doing some live streams frequently, usually once a week or once every other week. And hopefully I'll catch you for another one. They were just on a couple of days ago. And hopefully everybody will connect with M&T Living and Cooking. Obviously, another couple of generous, loyal, and dedicated supporters. So let's spin the wheel. And let's look at Yarn Again and see what they've got going on. Yarn Again's been with us for quite some time as well. Pardon me just for a second here. And when we look at Yarn Again, we're going to see an About section that's going to give us an idea about the live auctions that happen on this channel around 10:30 a.m. every Wednesday. Now, if you haven't already seen one of these live auctions, we got a few friends that do these things here in the Superchat family. It's kind of cool because they'll put items up on the screen. Everybody can bid right then and there, and then you arrange to purchase and have your stuff shipped afterwards, which is great. The Adventures of Kenny and Debbie, good to see you here. VJ Max Gamer, good to have you in the house as well. Yarn Again has got 730 subscribers. We'd love to push them towards the 800 they're thinking about. A little bit of variety in their videos, but mostly fiber arts or fiber crafts. We're just going to grab the latest video, which is an unboxing video that seems to be a Happy Mail from another channel. Trish the Natural, good to see you in the house. I was talking about her earlier, just saying she's been live streaming lately, which we're grateful to see. And she's had I Am Betty J Gathers on with her several times already. Yarn Again, let's look at the shorts video on this channel. Shorts videos on this channel, and we see that they've gotten into 1,300 and 1,500 views. When we get into live streams, we see that they've got a few set up already, but they're talking about these auctions that they've got coming on. Look at that. Anne's Arts and Crafts is listed right there, along with a couple of other channels. And then Yarn Again is on, like they said, every Wednesday. So we'll see, I think those dates are pretty much lining up. It looks like they're doing a couple of an extra live stream here. So we'll see what that's all about. And then Yarn Again as well, another longtime friend. Hopefully everybody will help push them towards that 800 we're thinking about. They just got another subscriber right now, which is great to see. And let's spin the wheel. We'll get another channel ready to go. What we should do right now is take a break for about 3.5 minutes. We'll come back to Trish the Natural. In the meantime, if anybody has the ability to share this stream, whether it's on a community tab, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, or on any other social network, I'll appreciate it greatly. It helps get another couple of people into Tuber Chat right now, and could see this stream pushed out a little bit farther both today and in the coming days and maybe even weeks ahead as a replay, because the engagement signals that happen in the algorithm when you share. Okay, we're back in 3.5 minutes. Okay, we're back. We're going to talk about Trish the Natural in a second, but I noticed a conversation in the chat talking about shorts. So I've got a little bit of experience with that now. I've done about 50 or 60 of them, and I've just put up a bunch of random nonsense, to be honest with you. So shorts have this winning the lottery aspect to them, where it's possible to put out a shorts video and get a huge pump of views. That could be anywhere from dozens to hundreds to even thousands, and we've seen creators with tens of thousands. We never get to pick. It's like every other piece of content on YouTube. We never know which ones are going to fly. We try all we can to make a video everybody's going to like, which is almost impossible. The ones that are the biggest movers are the ones that they seem to always surprise us. Follow the Bradley's Fun. Good to see you here. Now, I've got a laundry list of channels that I follow and would suggest that everybody follow as well. Most of you already know Think Media or Sean Cannell and Benji. You probably already know Tim Schmoyer and Daryl Eves. You probably know Sonny Lenarduzzi and Roberto Blake, as well as Nick Nimmin and D. Nimmin, his brother. So those are an example of a handful of channels that I follow because they talk specifically about YouTube, although a couple of them might expand into other social networks as well. But if anybody's not already following Gary V or Gary Vaynerchuk, he's somebody that's got a lot of insight and a lot of experience when it comes to the idea of social networking and things like that. He runs a humongous marketing agency and is extremely well known in the public speaking arena, if we want to put it that way. So he puts out tons of content. But I'm going to paraphrase right now out of a video that I just watched from him a few days ago or a week ago. And he was talking about streaming and producing content now for 2024. So if we want to look back and understand how shorts are working, here's what happened. For the longest time, there was obviously MySpace, which is now behind us. Facebook became the thing for a long time. Instagram took over. Twitter's always had its place, a little bit different, as it's on its own over there. And then TikTok came out. And the formats on these platforms have changed over the years. The attention span of the potential audience, for instance, we can all agree, especially with something like TikTok. And some of the other platforms came out with things that were similar, like Vine was something that was bought by Twitter, where they used to do 6-second videos. And unfortunately, it must have been just ahead of its time, and that didn't work out. Now, up until TikTok came out, so you have to imagine a day when TikTok did not exist, right? The algorithms would say you have to get on a platform, whether it's Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook, make a bunch of content, and then people will find it, and trickling in, you will gain subscribers or followers or whatever you want to call them on the different networks. So what would happen is, as you gained more followers, your content would get more views. But when TikTok came along, they changed the game. They changed the algorithm, and they said, we don't care how many followers you have. If you put out an engaging piece of content, it will fly. The content drives the subscribers, which is the opposite of what the networks have been doing up until then, where the subscribers drive the content. So the other networks have tried to copy and take other ideas. So for instance, now we have Instagram stories and Facebook stories. We have Instagram Reels and Facebook Reels. YouTube now has shorts, and even Twitter has gotten into more video and pushing that kind of thing. So basically the way that shorts are working now is, regardless of how many subscribers anybody has on YouTube, they can get a lot of views on their shorts, and the views bring in subscribers, as opposed to the opposite, where we got to fight for our subscribers in most cases, and then the subscribers provide the views, right? You usually don't see a channel that's got 1,000 subscribers and videos in the hundreds of thousands, but it is possible with shorts. So it's interesting. The only caveat to this that is worth mentioning at this point is the idea that if you have a channel where the shorts videos you're putting out match the long form content, you have the potential to drive a lot of subscribers quickly that will probably stay for at least some of the long form content. But we have to look at our channels as if they have different audiences. Some people enjoy videos, but not shorts and live streams. Some people enjoy shorts, but not videos or live streams. And some people enjoy live streams, but they really don't watch a lot of videos or shorts. And some people watch some of both. But essentially, every channel has 3 different audiences, even though some of those people will watch some of the other content, if that makes sense. So this is why a lot of channels now are niched or categorized, but still bringing variety into the shorts, because it doesn't matter that much. It can drive up a bunch of subscribers. Now, that's a decision you have to make for yourself. Please don't take what I say as gospel. I don't want to give advice. That's not really what I'm trying to do here. I just want to bring my own experience and the ideas that we can discuss together so that we can all learn from each other. And I promise you, I learn from creators of all sizes every single day, and I have been corrected many times over the years here in Superchat as well. So when we think about shorts, the very best way to make those have the maximum impact is to have shorts that complement your other long form content, whether it is videos that you run as, straight videos or premieres, or live streams. So hopefully all of that makes sense, but there is a winning the lottery aspect to it where we can gain tons of views right away because the algorithm works in the opposite direction. Super Rainbow Queen, Cabaret Gaming, good to see you both here. Black Guns and Gardens, thank you for a super chat. I really do appreciate that extra generous support. Absolutely unnecessary, very much appreciated. Of course, they've done that kind of thing countless times before. Pardon me, and for that reason, we'll look at Black Guns and Gardens next, and then we'll get back to spinning the wheel shortly. And then, what my biggest suggestion for everybody is the idea of experimentation. One thing I love about YouTube is that we can change our mind 1,000,000 times, right? So as well, you can always film something and not put it up, which I intend to do. I've got a video this week that I'm going to do a product review, and it's not something that was sponsored, just something that I bought. But if I can't get the video to be like 3 minutes, it won't be worth putting up, so I won't bother. But that's an example. You can always film something, not use it. You can always publish something and then delete it, right? And you can do that over and over again. Even if you delete something, you can always put it back again later if you feel like it. So, these are just ideas. When we look at Tristan Natural, we see a creator who is bringing us a very niched and categorized channel, for the most part, talking about natural hair care. Mr. Fulton Mraz, thank you for that. He always comes in with interesting news for us and takes part in a lot of very special events. Mr. Fulton Mraz has been a friend of mine for over 4 years now, since long before Superchat had even existed. Tristan Natural talks about natural hair care and has presentation at the forefront of her mind. You can see that her banner and her avatar have recently been updated, but she's got a professional look to every single aspect of the channel, including her thumbnails. These bright, bold headshots will make her recognizable, and one of the most compelling things about this channel is the idea that when you roll over the video, you're getting an exact idea from the thumbnail of what to expect when you get in there. I think that's going to pay off really well for branding along with the bright, bold headshots. So she's going to talk about natural hair care and other beauty products more than anything else, but she gives you a description in her About section. She's also got some shorts here, and like most creators, bringing a bit of variety. Most of the stuff matches her long-form content. A couple of these have gotten into a couple thousand views, too. And then when we get into live streams, she's been streaming frequently, as a matter of fact. I haven't caught all of these. I've caught a few. There she is with I Am Betty J Gathers, for instance. And what I had said earlier in the stream is I wonder if I Am Betty J Gathers had inspired her to start streaming. But I'm so happy to see the positive impact that different creators have on each other. You know, I always try to be motivating or inspiring where I can. I always want to motivate and inspire when possible, but I'm so happy to see that kind of generosity between creators as well. Rushing Wind Mountain, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. Yeah, this is a much earlier stream. I just had to mix up my week this week. I was expecting to do something different. as an example, I was planning on going to Ottawa this weekend. There's more political rallies going on. It's another anniversary for the Freedom Convoy content. Some of you know that I was able to cover some of that a couple of years ago in Ottawa. But I decided this year I'm not going to go and chase that. I'm very close to 10,000 subscribers on my personal channel, and forgive the self-promotion, but I'm literally only 200 subscribers away now, or pretty close to it. If I was to go and catch that political content, I would be guaranteed to lock in my 10,000 subscribers, possibly even get much more. But the problem that comes with it is the news-chasing audience doesn't stick around for my long form content at all. So I almost think it's detrimental. And then as well, there's a lot of trolling and other things, and I got to rearrange my week and life and everything else. So I'm not going to go chase it this time. But these are the decisions we have to make, right? Whether we, and the political rallies are what led to a guideline strike on my channel as well. So we have to be cautious of that kind of thing as well. Again, you're responsible for everything you post, even if somebody else does something inappropriate. So if anybody wants to swap playlists with each other for the purpose of gaining watch hours, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists in the chat. Other creators should reach out to you. If you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody's free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. And then P&J's Homestead Adventure, I'll just put the name in. And that's okay. The link gets dropped every once in a while, but thank you for that. And then, pardon me just for 1 second. I got to take care of something important here. I'll be right back, though. It's not going to be 3 minutes. Okay, pardon me for that. And hopefully I'm not missing anybody into the chat. In the chat, as long as everybody's still active, we should get around to everybody. And for anybody that's brand new, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect. Please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat. And if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description, you'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time, if that's what you would like. So when we look at Black Guns and Gardens, we see a channel that's going to help us with self-sufficiency through gardening, preparedness, and self-defense. Black Guns and Gardens has been a long-time friend, and I consider this channel part of the homesteading community because they want to help us with preparedness and self-sufficiency. And then the self-defense is something that's unique to this channel from our homesteading friends. I'm going to grab their Eat More Cabbage video. I'm going to put that in my catch-up list. That'll give me a chance to somewhat stay caught up with them. They post usually about once a week. They got some shorts on their channel as well. Lots of outdoor content, but lots of product reviews as well. And these have gotten into 2,700 and 4,000 views, which is great to see. Pardon me just for 1 second again. And then when we look at Black Guns and Gardens, we see a channel that's out supporting other creators. I've run into them countless times in different premieres and live streams supporting others, and I'm always happy to see that kind of thing. We'd love to push them towards the 2,700 subscribers that they're thinking about now. So thank you again, Black Guns and Gardens, for another super chat. They took over our stream boss position, which is the video game life meter you see under my camera here. Every super chat of membership knocks a little bit of life off of the stream boss. The last person to knock that out and take over gets some extra exposure, of course. P&J's Homestead Adventure is coming up. We'll see what they've got going on their channel for today. And if anybody has not already given a thumbs up for this live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done. You don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. P&J's Homestead Adventure comes to us with 444 subscribers. Lots of homesteading channels in the Tuber Chat family. That was an influx that started about 2.5 years ago. These creators seem to have a similar mentality and wanting to share knowledge and resources with each other. A better word would be generosity, of course. And P&J's Homestead Adventure is going to bring us a lot of outdoor content. Some of our homesteading friends give us about a 50-50 mix of indoor content as well. But we see a little bit of that from them. And then when we get into shorts videos, much more outdoor content here. But they've already gotten into 1,900, 2,100, 2,500 views on some of these. So hopefully everybody will connect with P&J's Homestead Adventure. Pardon me, I seem to run into them just about every single day as well. When I'm out bouncing in between premieres and live streams, they're out supporting other creators all the time. I wish for you to get some of that support coming back to you as well, so I hope you'll connect with them. We'll try to push them towards that 500 subscribers we know they must be thinking about. If I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or at mention Tuber Chat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around. Rushing Wind Mountain is coming up right now. We'll see what they've got going on their channel. They come to us from the Pacific Northwest. They're here for just about every stream as well, and they are officially on the road to 2,000 subscribers. We always say you're officially on a road when you get to a 100 milestone, and since they've passed 1,900, we know they're officially on the road to 2,000, which is great to see. They bring us nature and wildlife videos, usually with pleasing video and often audio to go along with it. I'm just going to take the latest video, put that in my catch-up list to somewhat keep caught up with them. They've started live streaming as well. I think I caught another live stream yesterday as well, yes. And then shorts on the channel, where you might find some humorous moments if you dig through these as well. They've gotten into 5,000, almost 6,000 views, and then beyond 6,000 here, which is great to see. So hopefully everybody will connect with Rushing Wind Mountain. Obviously another generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. And like I said, they're here with us just about every single stream as well. So if anybody has the ability to share this stream, whether it's on a community tab, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, or on any other social network, I'll appreciate it greatly. It helps get another couple of people into Tuber Chat right now and could see this stream pushed out a little bit farther, both today and in the coming days, and maybe even weeks ahead as a replay because of the engagement signals sent into the YouTube algorithm when you share. We're going to go for 3.5 minutes again and come back with sifting some soil and more. Alright, we're back with Sifting Some Soil and More. This is a channel that I'm somewhat still getting to know. They've actually been with us in a while, but I've only been able to see a few things from them so far. I'm just going to grab one of their latest videos, or forgive me, I'm saying latest videos. This one's in the featured position. Now, YouTube gives us a lot of opportunity to dress up our front page the way we'd like, but when you put a video in the featured position and somebody watches it, it disappears back into the channel again. So I'm going to take a look at that video. And then we see they are actually posting fairly frequently, once every few weeks or so. Now, when we get into shorts videos on this channel, we see that they've gotten into 2,200 views, which is great to see. Lots of variety here. They're indoors and outdoors, bringing us into the kitchen, taking us outside as well. And then when we get into live streams, we actually see that they're on frequently, at least once a week, which is great to see as well. They're almost at 1,400 subscribers, so we'd love to push them a little bit farther towards that milestone. And then we see Sifting Some Soil and More is going to give us an idea about what we can expect, including their backyard container garden, and then different gardening methods and gardening techniques, which lots of our homesteading friends share with us as well. VS Speaks Royally, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. Another longtime friend and member, one of our longest standing members actually, of about 3 years. Getting close to it anyway. Let's spin the wheel. We'll get another channel up onto the screen. I put VS Speaks Royally on there now. We're putting members onto the wheel as soon as we see them in the chat. Hilda DC was live yesterday again. She is a beloved and dedicated moderator and has been for about 3 years as well. Every moderator on this channel is a dear friend of mine. They have been for a long time. They're all dear friends of each other. They all have different channels and they all do different things. But one of the things they all have in common is an overwhelming sense of generosity. And for that reason, when you visit any of their channels for premieres or live streams, you'll be welcome to meet more friends and family members for your own channel, the same way that we do here in Superchat as well. So Hilda DC is known as one of the most encouraging creators that I've met in my 6.5 years on YouTube, a very strong-willed creator who stands behind and beside her audience wholeheartedly. Hilda DC is working on 2,500 subscribers right now. Hopefully we'll push her a little bit closer to that milestone. What you're going to find from her lately more than anything else is a lot of mukbang style product reviews or taste test challenges. She also does interesting food combinations and collaborations with other creators, including a lot of live streaming as well. Judgment Day Mike Harper, thank you for that super chat. I really do appreciate that extra generous support. They've done that countless times before. Absolutely unnecessary, but very much very much appreciated, always. We'll look at Judgment Day Mike Harper next. We always put super chatters on the screen right away, and we'll get back to spinning the wheel in another couple of moments here. Now, Hilda DC as well will bring more variety and a chance to really get to know her. Variety in the shorts here, it's pure variety, but she's gotten into 3,000, 6,000, even 47,000 views on these shorts videos. And then she's monetized, of course. Lots of ways to support her, including super chats and memberships when we get there. One of the things you're going to notice about this creator is lots of positive affirmation in her content. So there are special effects on the screen. The creator herself will bring those, and she even gets Nightbot on the case. And then you'll find an encouraging audience in her live streams as well. Lots of StreamYard panels here. I've joined her many times, both on her channel and others, and some familiar faces there in some of those StreamYard panels as well. Like I said, Hilda DC is one of the most encouraging creators that I've met in my 6.5 years on YouTube. She might bring us a lot of cooking videos as well in between her regular content. So hopefully everybody will connect with Hilda DC. We'd love to push her towards that 2,500 subscribers we're thinking about, or she's thinking about. And Burrito, aka Lisa Swain, good to see you in the house. Hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody's willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat. If you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description, you'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time if that's what you would like. So Judgment Day Mike Harper's up on the screen right now. There's another creator who's with us every day. They got over 400 subscribers and a brand new video just from an hour ago. Lots of shout outs for other creators, which is great to see. Usually we just get a chance to get to know Judgment Day Mike Harper. He's got lots of information on his About section. And then we're going to get into shorts videos on the channel. And this creator's gotten into over 1,100 views on one of these, which is great to see. So hopefully we'll have some more very soon. And then as well, live streams are frequent on the channel, at least once a week on this channel for this creator. Now he's actually got a second channel. We'll look at that right now, called Michael Harper. And it takes a second for it to come up just because it's such a popular name. I'm already subscribed, so it's easy for me to find. But when we search, find, and click on each other, we're really helping each other out. The channels that are hardest to find are the ones that need our help the most. We can search Michael Harper and then scan the results to find that bright, colorful avatar, which is pretty unique as well. This creator's got 56 subscribers on their second channel. We'd love to push them a little bit farther towards the first 100. I'm just going to grab another shout out video from this creator on this channel. Here they do a lot of DVD reviews as well. We see that in the shorts videos that they bring, I think, as well. And they've gotten into over 400 views on this channel. Here's their more DVD reviews over here. So that's Michael Harper and Judgment Day Mike Harper, and thank you again for another super chat. Like I said, they've done that many times before. I really do appreciate that extra generous support. And then let's look at Kristen Walton coming up. And then thank you for that, the Wickershire Project Off Grid. Our moderators might remove any messages that are promoting like other live streams or premieres and things like that. When it comes to the idea of saying like, hey, somebody else is going live. Come on, everybody, let's go over there. Because we never want to take audience away from each other. We're only going to be here a short while longer for today, but we'll be back on Saturday again. We're usually here at least 3 times a week. I try for every other day or somewhere close to it. We're together in Niagara Falls, which I was talking about earlier. She has her own channel doing her own thing, but you can see that she's got presentation at the forefront of her mind. Again, with a very professional look to a lot of her thumbnails. She's experimenting with different ideas. Lately, bright, bold headshots to make her recognizable as well. Typically, she does a lot of beauty and product reviews, unboxing videos, and even sponsored videos. And this creator now obviously has a matching avatar and banner, but she does something somewhat unique in the Tuber Chat family, sprinkling bloopers and outtakes throughout her videos as well. Now, she's also taken us outdoors and brought us a lot of different shorts videos with a ton of variety, but this is actually a variety channel. And a lot of you recognize Trouble Von Cuddlepuss and Spiky Bruiser here. They've both made cameo appearances here in Tuber Chat. She's monetized, lots of ways to support her, including super chats and memberships when we get there. And we see live streams from this creator as well that is including either outdoor adventure or could be indoors, giving us a chance to get to know her, or interviews. And she's been on other channels with other creators as well, lots of familiar faces. So hopefully everybody will connect with Kristen Walton, of course a beloved and dedicated moderator and member as well. We'd love to push her towards the 1,900 subscribers that they're thinking about. Charlene Heel is in the house. I mentioned it earlier, but I'm expecting to be on her channel on Sunday for a live stream where a few creators are going to get together and talk about some of the mistakes that we've made on YouTube, or things we would have changed otherwise, if I understand right. Charlene Heel's an incredibly supportive creator with a couple of channels. We'll look at those soon enough because I've got them on the wheel. And then, yeah, thank you, the Wicker Project. Yeah, it's no problem, but when a message is removed, I like to just mention why that might have happened. Pardon me, like I was saying earlier in the chat, we tend to keep the, or I tend to keep the chats on my channels extremely tight and clean, which is not as enjoyable for everybody as some others. But I find that it serves me well. But our moderators can be extremely helpful when it comes to the idea of keeping those things very tight. Not to mention, we always want to instill and encourage good habits in each other when it comes to live stream etiquette or any YouTube etiquette, because it's very possible to go into a live stream, say something in a way that somebody does not like, doesn't even have to be the host, and then find yourself timed out and banned and worse. And I promise you, I've been through all that as well. Lisa J. Stocks is up on the screen, and this is a creator that's going to help us with our finances. So what we know is that 99% of us in the Tuber Chat family have monetization on our minds. Wouldn't it be a wonderful world if we could maximize the impact of the revenue that's going to come in from that monetization? This is where channels like Lisa J. Stocks and the Stock Explorer are going to help us, not just with stock investing, although they do get into details about that, but also the motivation, inspiration, and literally details about how we can find the money to save and eventually invest. So Lisa J. Stocks gets into a lot of terminology, technical terms, but will take the time to teach us about some of the different aspects we might want to talk about, like a custodial account, dollar cost averaging, dividends, and they're very forthcoming about their own stock plays and portfolios as well. When we look at Lisa J. Stocks, we see that this creator is posting frequently. I'm behind with a few of their videos. I'm just going to grab one of their latest and put this into my catch-up list. That will give me a chance to keep caught up with them. And then they're well over 2,500 subscribers now, which is great to see. And they've got some shorts on the channel as well. Most of this is going to bring us bite-sized information, but they've got 5,600 and 7,500 views on a couple of these shorts. And then live streams are something that are fairly frequent as well. So they've been doing these every month or two. And we'd love to see a little bit more of this. Lisa J. Stocks got some familiar faces there, but will also introduce us to other creators as well. She picked up a gifted membership today, which is great to see, but Lisa J. Stocks has been a member many times before. So let's spin the wheel. We'll get another channel up onto the screen in a quick second. I'm actually going to get that live stream from Rebel Canners possibly. Oh, pardon me. Okay, so Rebel Canners will be live, or could already be live, and Rambling with the Brooms, who's a beloved and dedicated moderator and member here, is also live. They, I think, started early, or they just started. So I had already planned. I'm going to raid into Rambling with the Brooms. So what I'm going to do is put that link up right now. And I'll pin it so anybody can hop over there whenever they would like. As well, Charlene Heal is somebody who does a lot of live streams lately. She brings on a lot of StreamYard panelists. She brings us wellness coaching, actually on 2 different channels, and she's monetized. Lots of ways to support her, including super chats and memberships when we get there. So I'm just going to grab her latest video. I'm going to put this in my catch-up list. That'll give me a chance to stay caught up with her. And then we'll look at the shorts on this channel. Charlene Heal is always bringing us encouragement, inspiration, and motivation. When we look at the shorts, we see more variety, but these have gotten into 2,000 and 2,200 views. And then when we get into live streams, we see that this creator is live frequently. They've usually got StreamYard panelists on with them. There's Angel Light Over Darkness 33, another friend of ours. And they've got other guests all the time. And then here we go. Yes, mistakes new YouTubers make. So this is the subject of Sunday's live stream. And I'm expecting to join Charlene Heal on that panel. I'm not sure who else is going to be on there, but you might have a few guests. We'll see. Charlene Heal does that kind of thing frequently. And then I'm going to look at her other channel, which is Conscious Business Services and Opportunities. And this creator brings wealth, spirituality, and entrepreneurship in line with the wellness coaching that we know and love from Charlene Heal. So she posts occasionally, but she's got some shorts on this channel as well that have gotten into 3,000 and 5,000 views. And then live streams over here as well. She might usually simulcast some of those live streams as well, and possibly think about bringing guests on here as well. So hopefully everybody will connect with Conscious Business Services and Opportunities. Now well over 1,000 subscribers. And again, this is the second channel from Charlene Heal, who's not only a longtime dear friend, but a member on the channel as well. Canadian Family Life is coming up. We've got a few Tiffanys in the Tuber Chat family, but when you hear us talk about Tiffany in the chat, we're usually lately talking about Canadian Family Life. They've been with us about a year now, and they are one of the first 2 channels monetized under the newer restrictions of 500 subscribers and 3,000 hours of watch time, even though they had over 1,000 subscribers when they got there. They bring a lot of grocery hauls and cooking videos. They've got some indoor container gardening that they show us, and then Happy Mail videos, unboxings, and they really make themselves a part of the YouTube community by heading out to a lot of other channels. I've run into them countless times in premieres and live streams for other creators. They're monetized, like I said, so super chats and memberships available when we get there. And then when we get into shorts videos, we see that they've gotten into 2,500, even 5,000 views and beyond on this channel. Live streams are occasional, but Tiffany's either given us a chance to see what she's up to or given us a chance to hang out with the family. And then she's also encouraged her husband, Chris, to start a channel called Chris's Creation Fun. And this creator started with 3D printing and has gotten into a couple of do-it-yourself videos as well. He recently renamed the channel so he could expand the content, and we're looking forward to more. But I always think it's extra special when we have in real life friends and family members like this married couple supporting each other, because the number one complaint I've gotten on YouTube in the last 6.5 years is, why is it so difficult to get our in real life family members and friends to support our YouTube channels when we can find people online willing to do it easily. A couple of shorts on this channel, but we'll keep an eye on Chris's Creation Fun. He posted a video just last week, and we'll keep an eye on out for even more. And then Motivated One Legger, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. Roadhog is a long-time friend, so thanks for coming in and for mentioning that as well. Lots of creators are going to want to know where you came from when you visit their channel for the first time. So, of course, I know lots of people will reference Tuber Chat, and I always appreciate that. But it really helps when we know some of the creators that are, giving a lot of word of mouth and pushing people towards their community, regardless of whose channel it is and things like that, right? If that makes sense. If anybody wants to swap playlists with each other for the purpose of gaining watch hours, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists in the chat. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. Maritz's Yarn and Crafts is up here right now with 458 subscribers. We'd love to push them a little bit farther towards the 500 they're thinking about. They let us know they love to crochet, sew, draw, paint, garden, thrift, and travel. They'll bring a little more variety in their videos as well. They got a really short video here, but I'm going to put it in my catch-up list just so I can stay caught up with them. Maritz's Yarn and Crafts is here just about every single day, and I see them out supporting other creators all the time. They got lots of fiber craft and fiber art videos on their channel. They've gotten into almost 200 views here, but almost 800 on this shorts video, so hopefully we'll see more and more. Lots of yarn and, like I said, fiber arts, fiber crafts, and a little bit of variety on the channel as well. Hopefully everybody will connect with Maritz's Yarn and Crafts, push them a little bit farther towards the 500 we know they're thinking about. If anybody hasn't already given a thumbs up for this live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. And if you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done. You don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. Via Speaks Royally is coming up. This is a creator I recognize as somebody who has one of the fastest rolling chats in the Tuber Chat family, usually when they're live streaming about their main subject, which is the royal family, even though they bring us a lot of variety on the channel, usually in shorts, but also in videos. If you dig through the channel, you'll see a little bit about that, and then they cover a lot of the stories that are relevant about the royal family. They get into shorts videos here with tons of variety that have gotten into 8,000 and 13,000 1,000 views, and the magic on this channel happens in the live streams. Now, you know I put a lot of focus on engaged conversation here in Tuber Chat, but a good example of that is VS Speaks Royally. She engages conversation everywhere she goes, and then leads conversation very well in her live streams, and you'll find a very vibrant audience and a lot of engaged conversation there as well, especially when they're talking about their main subject. So she's monetized lots of ways to support them, including super chats and memberships when we get there. VS Speaks Royally is here just about every single day and one of our longest standing members. If I missed anything in the chat that anybody mentioned, forgive me for that. We're going to be back again, like I said, on Saturday. Right now, I'm going to drop the link again for Rambling with the Brooms. That's Scott, a fellow Canadian. He is live right this second for his Procrastination Thursday series of live streams. He's a member and moderator here. We'll go over there, and hopefully you'll say Tuber Chat Raid when you get there. I'll see you over there in a few minutes. We'll leave this live stream running for an extra 3 minutes like we always do, so that everybody can clean up their connections here. Forgive me, we're not going to do a music stream again. I got to get moving for today, and forgive my quick exit. We're usually here for 3 hours. We'll expect to do that again on Saturday and Monday. And hopefully I'll see you over there with Rambling with the Brooms. Thank you to our moderators again, Scratch and PPA, Kristen Welton, Hilda DC, and Corinne's Life. And then we'll see everybody over with Rambling with the Brooms in a moment. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.